This WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
And good evening, I'm WUSA 9 meteorologist Hopper Shutt. We have some new data in terms of what's going to happen the next 12 to 18 hours. And right now, we haven't made any wholesale changes, okay? So let's talk about our morning mix on Tuesday. And yes, it's going to be messy. And really, we would have issued a weather impact alert whether it had snow in the forecast or not. I mean, it's going to be a miserable, cold rain. So this area in blue, okay, the band in blue, will be accumulating snow. And even that will be washed away in Hagerstown and Frederick by mid to late morning. Now, the white band kind of from Baltimore dovetailing through northern Montgomery County, around Clarksburg, over to Leesburg, out Route 15, and then down I-81, that's going to be some slush to rain. So if you get up early enough, you may see a coating on the grass. If you don't, rain will have washed that away. And then we just mainly have rain in the metro. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to see, you can't see a flake in Fairfax or a sleet pellet in Fredericksburg or even a snowflake or a sleet pellet in Culpeper. But, 99% of the precip in the metro area is going to just be rain. And again, even in Hagerstown, the rain will overtake the snow and the cold air. Warm air wins the battle most cases over the DMV, which is unfortunate because it had some pretty good potential last week. So we're going to say 1 to 3 inches in this blue band, and then the coating to an inch, Leesburg and Clarksburg, maybe down to Gaithersburg, and then just primarily rain south. Now, because Cumberland may stay snow throughout the event, or maybe even like the majority of the event, I think 3 inches is going to be a pretty easy target for you. But Hagerstown, 2 to 3, Frederick 1 to 2, and then again, if you, wake up too late, rain will have washed it away, unfortunately. And yes, you may see some flakes fly as far south as Fredericksburg or Culpeper, but primarily we're just looking at a cold rain. And I mean, it's going to be a miserable rain with rain heavy at times, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning with temps in the 30s, only in the 30s. So, weather impact alert, in this case for nuisance and for life-threatening weather. I mean, snow on the roads is no joke. And really, I would certainly stay off of I-68 going out to Western Maryland Tuesday morning. So, the impact or threat, wintry mix in the morning, rain mainly in the metro. Extra commute time, but the good news is just the morning commute. Evening commute's going to be dry. You need your rain gear, and you need winter gear because it's going to be so cold. So hat, gloves, coat, the whole bit, because it's going to be raining and in the mid-30s, mid-morning to late morning, and then it's going to clear out. And by evening, then we're going to have wind chills in the 20s, even though we dry out a little bit. So not a pretty day. All right, so we technically have winter weather advisories for northern Montgomery, western Loudoun, and northern Fauquier County and points north and west. And just by definition, 1 to 3 inches is possible. Don't think that's going to be much of a threat south of I-66, but you saw our band of 1 to 3 up along the Maryland-PA border. And that's the best chance. Either side of that is the best chance for accumulating snow. What's going to happen is we're just going to lose the cold air. But because you get a little elevation out in the mountains, it's a little bit colder, you'll hang on to snow a little bit longer, all right? So that may be the difference. Now, here's the radar, and we're seeing some snow as far south as Lexington, Kentucky, but rain south of that, or maybe that's just north of Lexington. Lexington's down here. Knoxville, rain in Atlanta, but we're seeing some pretty good snows right along the Ohio River, and then back into Indiana and Ohio. If we wanted to, if we were more excited for snow and it was more likely to get snow, we'd probably see snow a little further south here. But the cold air, unfortunately, is leaving. If the cold air had stayed parked, in like upstate New York, which at one time it was doing, at least last week it would have been a pretty good snow for us, and certainly a good, first snow, because the track of the storm is good. The track will be south and east of us, kind of off the Carolina coast and up the coast. So, again, there's your snow, Ohio, and back along the Ohio River around Cincinnati, and then just a cold rain south of that. We'll kind of zoom in. So we still have hours to go. You can walk the dog, before you go to bed, no problem. High clouds are going to come in quickly, and then it will thicken up, and then this precipitation will move in pretty quickly, even though it's just entering, western Kentucky in a about to cross over into West Virginia. It will move in very, very quickly across the metro. All right, so here's Futurecast. This is updated. It's a little bit colder. This is 6 a.m. and it's got a mix down to Fredericksburg. There's your snow, Frederick to Martinsburg. I like that, okay, at 6 o'clock in the morning. By 9 o'clock, though, it's pretty much gone in Frederick, and I'm losing it in Hagerstown, but it's still snow in Cumberland. And this is what I mean. We got southeast winds. Got some moderate rain in yellow. So again, green is rain, yellow is kind of heavy rain. The magenta is the mix, and blue is snow. So at 9 o'clock, we get moderate rain in the metro and 34 degrees. Gotta love the mid-Atlantic, don't you? Yeah. So even 33 in Fredericksburg. So it's going to be a miserable day. We would have issued a weather impact alert regardless of the mix or the snow. Now, by 1 o'clock, notice it's gone to rain even across the Maryland-PA border at 1 o'clock. Heavy rain now across into the Delmarva. Winds have turned now a little bit, and they're more out of the north. So still kind of miserable around lunchtime. The heavy rain gone, but the rain's still in parts of the metro. But you are done with the rain either side of I-81 with temperatures in the 30s. And really, some of us are going to see the sunset in the metro. This is 6 o'clock. Now we have northwest winds. And again, they'll pick up. Not going to be, damaging winds, but they'll put a bite in the air. I mean, you'll notice the winds. You go out Tuesday evening, wind chills will be in the 20s. Walk the dog Tuesday night, wind chills in the 20s. Temperatures themselves at 6 o'clock still kind of cold, in the upper 30s across the board. Now, 10 o'clock, walking the dog, temps low to mid 30s, but with that northwest breeze, it will feel like it's in the 20s Tuesday night. Now we get into Wednesday morning. Okay, so Tuesday morning is cold and wet. Wednesday's just cold and dry. Throughout this 19, not quite so sure where that's coming from, but I do like the upper 20s to low 30s across the rest of the DMV. So, 29 in Leesburg, 28, 27 in Frederick, 31 in Manassas, 31 in Fredericksburg. I mean, it'll be a cold morning on Wednesday, but dry. A little breezy early, then winds will subside. By 9 a.m., we're still only in the 30s. So you need full winter gear Wednesday morning for the kids. By lunchtime, a little better, low 40s downtown, low 40s Martinsburg, Winchester. Even Cumberland's back up to 40. And the arrows are not as pronounced, so it's not as windy, or breezy, I should say, Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday evening, cold again, not much wind, but, temps 30 to 38. That's cold enough. So you're going to need winter gear pretty much all day Wednesday. Our average high is 52, 53. We're starting out meteorological winter, which is today, December 1st, which is comprised of the full month of December, January, and February. We're going to be below average for the first 10 days, pretty much across the board, the DMV. Now, 10 o'clock, Wednesday night, a little cold, upper 20s to low 30s walking the dog. But good news, not much wind, but that's a pretty cold night. And Thursday morning, we're cold too. I mean, we're still in the 20s and 30s Thursday morning as well. So let's graph out Tuesday. Couple takeaways here. Temps above freezing across the board. You don't see any flakes. It's all rain downtown. Yeah, you might have a sleet pellet or a wet snowflake, but mainly rain downtown. Notice it shuts off around 2, and the sun does come out around 4 o'clock. And we kind of spike to low 40s, and then we go back in the upper 30s at 6 o'clock. So that's, some good news there. Now, obviously, this is different if you were in Frederick, and certainly different if you were in Hagerstown or Cumberland. But for D.C., and really most of the breadbasket, this is going to be a rain event. Sorry, I'd love it to be a snow event. Now, wind gusts. So this is 6:30 Tuesday night. Miles per hour. Each number's a gust in miles per hour. I mean, it's noticeable. Winds gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour. That's going to drive the wind chills down. By overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning, winds gusting 25 to 30s when you're sleeping Tuesday night. And then, Wednesday morning, a little better, just in the immediate metro, winds gusting 15 to 20. And then they will subside as we get into the lunch hour, 15 to 20, and then they'll pretty much go away. So temperatures the next 5 days are cold. Low 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, mid 40s Thursday, back to the low 40s Friday, and only in the mid to upper 40s on Saturday. And as we go through the next 10 days, it stays cold. I mean, We go back to the mid 40s on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday of next week, really cold. Low 40s, upper 30s. And then we rebound, 47, 46 the following Wednesday and Thursday. But we're kind of losing sight. Average high is 53. So that's a pretty cold start to December. And we talked about it being a cold start to winter in our winter outlook. So we got to make hay while it's this cold, because I'm not as optimistic as we get into the mid part of January on through. All right, mixed terrain, 42. There's your weather impact alert. Cold on Wednesday, kind of cold on Thursday, but plenty of sunshine both Wednesday and Thursday. Now, Friday. We've watched the system for several days, looked kind of promising for a while. Now most of the models in agreement, suppressing all the moisture to our south. So right now we'll just say a morning mix is possible south on Saturday morning, and then some sunshine, temps upper 40s, mid 40s on Sunday, and low 40s, kind of cold, but dry next Monday. So again, we're looking at primarily rain in the breadbasket. There could be some slippery roads out toward I-70. I'd stay off I-68, certainly Tuesday morning from Hagerstown on to Cumberland. And, if you're Gaithersburg or Fairfax or Leesburg, if you don't get up early enough, I can't prove to you that it did have a little snow pre-dawn hours. But the rest of us have to just suffer through a cold, cold rain. We'll see you tonight at 11. We'll have a little bit more data, and we'll have school delays. They're coming in, so we'll see you tonight at 11.